ASC. Let's talk to Norman real quick because people at the last show saw the demo and Norman,
Jason,
what's going on?
you caught me last time at the last show eating.
I know, this is my thing.
What is the deal?
I just wait for you to eat. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So we had some comments on the last time I did a video for you. You wanted to respond with actual demonstration. Do you have any of that ready, or am I just coming in on you last minute?
Well, so I did answer a couple
Oh, you
of
did?
the
Okay.
questions. I did, yes.
Okay.
Hopefully they were read and received. I don't know.
Well, I'll have to look. I've been so busy. It's been like crazy.
Me too. I mean,
Yeah.
we were just at the Munich and just at the show. And
Right.
now here, it has been really crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, I have been meaning to look too to see if I haven't received any notification.
So then they probably haven't responded. So
Yeah,
anybody that
yeah.
wanted more information, I'll be here all week. I would encourage you to watch my Costa Mesa video where you went through the formal presentation. We don't have to do it
Yeah.
again, but showing how the music box on a normal surface versus his EVPs and how decoupling makes so much more sense than cones
There was
and other things.
one of the questions the guy was pointing out, oh, well, I can't believe the table is doing that. There must be some reflections.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so to point that out, I suggested just go to Amazon and buy yourself a music box and find out for yourself. you
Right.
know. But, you can't.
Even
Reflections, I mean, there's not enough energy to do that. So this is not reflections. I'm not saying there aren't reflections. There are, of course, but they are 100,000 times below what this mechanical.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So the table's moving a few billionths of a meter, but it's moving a lot of air and it's producing 27 dB of energy
Right.
over just the air. The reflections that do exist are minuscule. They're
Yeah.
not audible.
It's like going into your room, like you'll hear something rattling on your wall. You're not going to see it per se.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
you're never
sometimes you'll see a window rattle,
Yeah.
but because it's rattling at
Right.
quite a different, but yeah, your room basically sings with the music.
It does. And so everything has resonances, right?
Right.
Everything does. And so when you play music that causes, that sympathizes with that resonance. And for example, in our US construction, between 2x4 studs, if we give it a little light fist bump, we're going to hear 70 hertz. When we play music that plays 70 hertz, and that's going to be most any music that we can play, it's going to sympathize with that. And what happens is that resonant frequency, it stores that energy for a moment and then it releases it later in time. After the original airborne event has stopped, now our structure is playing. It's droning, it's ringing after the event has stopped.
Well, the other thing, pointing out the competition of has always been a debate of cones versus decoupling. But I
Coupling
mean,
versus decoupling.
yeah. So if you do a cone, like people often think that the vibrations seem to know where to go, and then it goes into the floor, and then you don't hear it. Actually, even if the vibrations did do that, which they don't, they can go right back up.
Yes.
But even if they did do what they're claiming, it's going in one direction and only. It's still putting
Yes.
more into the structure, and you're creating
A loudspeaker all around you.
around you.
That's exactly right. So again, with this demonstration, and we've got actually 3 layers of tablecloth here. Mine's folded twice, and there's a layer under it. And yet, from here to here,
Yeah.
and if I couple it, and if I decouple it,
Yeah.
okay? And so again, that is moving just like a loudspeaker. That
Yeah.
energy that we hear is the whole table moving.
Right.
And that tiny amount of energy is like your tweeter as far
Yeah.
as energy.
Yeah, that energy. Yeah,
Nothing
compared to a
like
woofer.
yeah,
So
exactly.
a subwoofer, and that's what I said. I'm gonna try these at some point into my under my REL 25. These
Yeah,
sleds
right.
would be perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why a subwoofer can be heard at the other end of the house. But
Right.
when you decouple it, it will not be heard at the other end of the house.
That's amazing.
So sound quality and noise control.
Yeah. So you kill two birds with one stone. Now you are having a show special.
I am. Through the end of the month, 20% off. The show
Okay.
special, just for your viewers, is PAF, Pacific Audio Fest 2023.
Okay.
20% off any order through the end of the month.
Okay. So you don't have to be here if you're watching my channel. You can get.
Only if you're watching Jason's channel.
Wow, that's nice of you. Thank you. All right. So if you have any questions, I'll be here all week. This is just the first day, so we can do more.
Sure.
If somebody has questions, they doubt it, because
That'd be awesome.
it's not like this is hard to prove. You know?
I know.
It's
yeah.
like I don't
also
even know
brought-
why people debate this still. It's kind of weird.
It is to me too, but yeah.
I still have people that say it doesn't matter what your speakers are on.
totally matters.
Some of these guys
So
are just
again,
unbelievable.
You know, just to, if I change the size or the material or the density or the shape or the load, this is going to perform differently. And then if I introduce my resting platform, whatever
Exactly.
the heck that is, that's another part of the system now that's going to interact.
Right.
And so we're going to have constructive and deconstructive alterations. We're going to call this a filter. When we decouple, we don't have any of that going on. When we look at the graph down there, we're amplifying and attenuating different frequencies.
So really, when people are liking cones or lesser type vibration control, they could be liking just the
Yes.
resonance.
Oh, and I understand that,
Yeah.
but that's correct. And understand that it is not repeatable, it's not consistent,
Yeah.
and more importantly, it's not neutral. Like I
Yeah.
say, if I change any of the variables,
Right.
this curve will change.
Right.
With the EVP, as long as I load it properly, no other variables come into play, and you will get this graph every single time, no matter what.
Right.
And it's neutral.
No, it's great. And you know, they're not the sexiest. They're not as sexy as cones, but these, you know,
Most of the time,
These
they're
are-
under equipment.
you don't
see
even
it.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't buy with your eyes, you buy with your ears.
Yeah.
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 And actually, these are pretty cool.
We are working on a premium version that will be more attractive.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Sexier looking.
Is that right?
Yeah, and probably threaded.
What you need to do is put gauges on it.
Gauges?
Yeah, to do what the Macintosh thing. Just put gauges on how much it's dissipating.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
VU meters.
Yes, VU meters. Yeah, that's what people buy nowadays.
Right,
So yeah.
right.
But anyway, and this as well, you can use these.
Cable vibration protectors, yeah.
Okay.
Electromagnetic, this jacket, these are electromagnetic couplers for when you've got cable on the floor in dry conditions when you raise it. And there's a video on this that shows testing on the website. When you raise them off of the floor, you create an electromagnetic charge. That is not good for the electrons. I don't know how perceptible that is. There
Right.
have been no jury studies, but it's not good for the electrons. So this couples the electromagnetic charge to the ground so that it is at zero. These.
So you're saying that cable elevators are bad?
Correct.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
So I'm going to say they're bad in two ways. One, in dry conditions, they create an electromagnetic charge that's easily measurable.
Okay.
Two, all the elevators that I've seen are still conducting mechanical vibrations.
Mechanical, right? Yeah. So if they say they're not, yeah.
Yeah. So these again have fiberglass inside.
Interesting.
These jackets are mechanical isolators as well as electromagnetic isolators. So these jackets you would use behind your preamp when you're trying to isolate a cable from a power supply or
Okay.
a power cable, or maybe even isolating analog from digital or right from left. These are EMI, RFI isolators. as far
Okay,
as-
so like you say, it may not be perceptible when you get to this level, but if you're neurotic and want to be on the safe side and you are hearing buzzes or whatever from...
Well, I would say, some cables are more microphonic than
Is that
others.
right? Okay.
Yes. What I was saying is that from the electromagnetic charge, I don't know how perceptual that
Okay,
is.
but the microphonics, of course, you could
Yes.
tell that with headphones,
That
of course.
is very noticeable. And I've only had one set of these returned from anybody.
Okay, so that
we offer
actually
a
is a good
30-day
point.
Yeah.
Just put on a pair of headphones, you know that microphonics...
Right. Yeah.
ha-
Oh, take a speaker or interconnect and give it a little tap with a pencil, you'll
Right.
hear it.
Now, normally you aren't going to be moving them while the thing's playing, but the room may be vibrating.
Exactly.
So, and these are relatively inexpensive, right?
These are $25 a piece. The mini is 20.
Okay. So yeah, if you're, if you want to try something like that instead of spending the fortune on some of these things,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah, these really actually work.
they aren't that sexy though. I have to admit.
No, they're they're not. They're functional.
But they're functional. That's the key.
Yeah.
Cool.
They make the music sound sexier, Jason.
There we go.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. You're a good salesperson.
Not really.
All right. Well, thanks again, Norman. I'll put this video up, and then, if anybody has questions, post it on the comments there. Norman will be watching,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
and I can come back.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.